Hi. So I am so impressed with how many of you are getting on and getting your classwork done and participating and sharing. I also really enjoyed seeing several of you on Zoom this week during my office hours. I'll be doing that again this week on Monday and Wednesday. Um, but I wanted to show you all very quickly a skill that I think some may not know how to do as I was going through and grading the assignment for this week. So one of the instructions for the assignment said that for each level of the pyramid, highlight the phrase or sentence that describes the main characteristic of that level. And I noticed that several students answered the questions but didn't do the highlighting. And I thought maybe it's because we just don't know how to do that. So I thought I'd go ahead and do a quick informational video on how to use Google Docs to highlight and add details. So um, here's my first example. So we have atom. The atoms are some of the smallest parts of matter. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. You can only see atoms with microscopes. Atoms are not living things. So if I'm trying to think about what is the main characteristic, I feel like there are two big parts here. The first is that atoms are the smallest part of matter. So what I would do is I would drag and drop over so that I have it highlighted. And then there's this little thing that looks like a highlighter, and it actually says highlight color. For some of you, your screen might be too small, and in order to find this, you would need to find the little three dots that tell you that there's more available, more options available. If that's the case, and you click on that, and then you find the thing that says highlight, and then you have a lot of different options for colors. So you could go yellow like I did. You could even get kind of fun and choose your own customizing color, and you can change your color and give that an option there. But basically, you highlight it with the cursor, and then you choose the highlight color that you want. If you make a mistake, and let's say that you did matter is everything, is in everything, and you thought, oh, that's not really it, so you've got your highlight, go back and highlight over the part that you do not want highlighted, and then just go ahead and click none. Anyhow, so atoms are the smallest part of matter. And then I might go back and go over and say that atoms are not living things. And I'm just going to go ahead and add just not living things because I don't feel like I need the whole sentence because I already know we're talking about atoms. And so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. I'll do another one. So molecules. Molecules are made up of atoms. Molecules can come together to build larger structures like organelles that make up your cells. Molecules are not living. So I think the main idea is that molecules are made up of atoms and that they are not living. So again, I'm going to highlight. Then I'm going to go up to the highlighter and I'm going to choose the color I want. And that's basically how you do that. So if that was a struggle for you, hopefully this little video helps you. There are a lot of other fun things that you can do to edit and add additions to your information. One of the things that you'll notice as I started responding to your assignments is that I actually went through and took your answers and I changed the color. So there's this little letter A with a color underneath it. And if you go there, you can actually change the color of your font if you didn't know that already. And what's nice about that is that as a teacher, I can go in and say, oh, there's your response. That clearly is the information that you wanted to share, and it makes it easier for me to read, and it also makes it easier for you to read. I noticed that some people were adding their own answers in, and then I came in and edited. So this is what a response may have looked like. So someone may have come in and said that the way that they are related is that molecules are made up of atoms. So they would go molecules are made of atoms. And then I might have come in and thought, well, it's also really important to understand that they're both non-living. So then I would have come in and underneath that written atoms and molecules are both not living. So it's all ready to go. You understand, you can see my edits, and you can see your original answer. Sometimes you might see that when you come in with an answer that I decided that that answer, while I really appreciated your thinking, was completely wrong. And I don't want to have those false ideas get stuck in your brain. So what I go through is I come in and I actually might come in and go to format text, and then I would do a strike through. And that strike through just says, I'm acknowledging that you did the work and I don't want to delete your thinking, but I also want you to see that that answer isn't quite the right one. And then I probably have put underneath it the correct answer or provided a question to help guide you to the right answer. So those are just a few things for you to see on Google Docs. I will probably do a few more of these videos as we come across things that are maybe difficult or that I see a lot of students or a lot of you are making mistakes on or struggling with. When we do reading assignments, there is very likely going to be these stop and thinks. And I also noticed that a lot of students, I think you were reading and you stop and thought, which is what it sounds like. But when I have a stop and think, I do want you to write what you're thinking so that I can see your evidence. When we're in the class, we can stop and think, and I can call on you and I can ask questions and have that feedback right there. But with online learning, I don't know what you're thinking. And I'm really glad that you're stopping and thinking and you'll submit it and you're like, yes, I did it. But I do want to make sure that you write your answers in the space below each of the questions so that I can see what your thinking is and know what your thinking is. Yeah. So I hope that this video helps you understand a little bit better and helps you feel more confident in sharing your learning and your understanding as we continue forward.